is a 5/10, 18 3/4, and this is 2 5/16. This is my personal board. So this is a pretty thick board for me at 2 5/16, because normally I ride 2 1/8, 2 1/4. Really, some of the cool things about this board is it's a little bit wider in the nose for your paddling power. In bigger waves, it has a lot of volume on the deck of this board right under your chest. That's going to help you get into waves. It's still pretty narrow. It's only 18 3/4 for a 5/10 based upon the nose width, but it's just super pulled in back here to like a rounded, almost a rounded pen. Not a thumbnail, and not really just penned out, but just enough hold and bite for those bigger waves. This board actually has a little bit of a V going out through here, and then a really kind of a deep double, and then a pretty deep V out the back, and that's rail to rail. But this is set up as a 5-fin. I don't ride it as a 5-fin. I either ride it as a quad. When waves are pretty good, I want that drive, and if they're fast and lined up, and I need to get in and under the wave and out, I usually like the drive of the quad for that. If it's just kind of a punchy beach break, I'll just throw up just a standard tri-fin, but I'll use different fin sizes for that. So there's really no name for this board. I usually go with a thicker stringer than a traditional 1/8. I'll go up to a 1/4, or sometimes I'll do a triple stringer down this just for strength, and then I use a carbon fiber Kevlar on the tail area, and that's just going to give me some more strength. There's not a lot of flex in the board when you have these single or double or triple stringers and the carbon fiber. It's pretty stiff board, but the idea is to actually be able to get in to the waves. Once you're on the wave, have a little bit more performance. But this is a really fun board if you're willing to spend the money on it. It's about twice as expensive as my normal boards, and the reason why is the carbon fiber. I'm using a denser foam, so the board's a little bit heavier. I'm using S-cloth and a different stringer, and sometimes, like I said, a triple stringer, and that's just for strength. But the cost of it really, you're not using the board every day. You're using it maybe 2 or 3 times a year if we're lucky. But when you do use it, it's phenomenal. Really happy with this board. I make a lot of these boards for the guys in Mexico actually, and they're getting whipped in, and some of the times out here at DMJ's north of Oceanside, they'll ride these boards and they just love them. So there's really no name for the board. It's just WhiteStar. It's a specialty board that I make. If your guys are willing to try something in bigger surf that's a lot smaller than you normally would have, but you're still going to have paddling power and maneuverability, I'd highly recommend one of these boards. It takes a lot longer for me to produce it because I actually have to get the blanks specially produced to be able to make these boards. They don't just have them in stock. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But very happy with this board. I just wish we had more waves sizes per year so I could ride it more here in Southern California.